Boozeketeers. Here it is, Tuesday night. And you know what? It's actually, so it's 8 o'clock in the California zones, which means some of you may be howling and not tuning into the show yet. There's a big thing, I don't know. So as Boozeketeers, I know you howl anyway, because as we do, which usually that just means bring me another drink. But yeah, California's been doing this whole thing at 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock, people go out and howl. So if you're howling, I'm going to give you a minute to finish howling. If you haven't howled, you might want to go run, go right now. Just run out, open the door, give it a good, and then come back. And then we'll get the whole thing going. Howling's important. Howling, I've been to many places where they light things on fire and you dance around and or jump through said fire. And howling is a big part of that because it's not only primeval but primordial as well. Part of the primordial soup of your being, which is different from chicken noodle soup because there's less chicken and noodles and more primordial. But it's cathartic. It's cathartic. And catharsis is something we can use more of. More catharsis. That's going to be I'm going to run for that. I'm running for president, in case you didn't know. And my platform is more catharsis. Yes. Okay, so I suppose some of you are probably back from howling. Maybe. And if not, what do you... Just howl. I told you, howl once. Come back to the show. You people. What kind of people howl? I don't understand it. Yes, undead monkeys howl. Howler monkeys howl, yes. And cows. I don't know about that last part. Cows. Booze nanas. What does he know? He just sits around here all day dead, drinking booze. So, I don't know. Can you trust an undead monkey? A dead monkey? Undead? I don't know if he's dead or undead. He's sort of Schrodinger's monkey. If we put him in a box, here's the thing I do know though. So quantum physics, if you're familiar with Schrodinger's cat, you will know that the answer is both. But if you're familiar with Schrodinger's booze nanas, if you put booze nanas in a crate with a box of booze, you know the box of booze is empty. It's simple math right there. So here we are, Boozeketeers, Tuesday night, Cocktales with Tiki King. I hope you're all enjoying. I hope you have enjoyed your sojourn into whatever it is that you are sojourning into. For me, it's been enjoying a lovely cocktail and watching the sunset over the canal. But I don't know what you guys are doing, but are you drinking? Did anyone go to spoilers? And are they itching to shake along? Are they going, hey, come on, let's do the thing because I got the stuff and we can do the thing with the stuff? Maybe. I don't know. Well, if you did, you would know if you went to the spoilers and you read ahead and you got extra credit, you would know that tonight we're making Planter's Punch. That's right, Planter's Punch, which is a slight variation on Rum Punch. And Rum Punch is one of those things that goes back it goes back to the 17th century. But we talked about a lot of cocktails, the whole concept of cocktails. We talked about in one before where it went back to tonics being booze, citrus, and then some sweet stuff to take the edge off of the booze and citrus. And that's the whole thing is punches. So back before there was bars and cocktails. Well, there was bars, but they were ale houses, and you just go and you get ale. And then you could go in and you could get ale and spirits, right? But then there became more spirits, and people decided that a lot of these spirits were not particularly palatable. So people came up with this thing they called a punch, which theoretically, I don't know how true it is, but theoretically it comes from the Sanskrit word punk, which means five. Because a lot of the original punch recipes were 5 ingredients, which were basically booze, citrus, sugar, water, and that's only 4. What's the other one? I don't know. Let me consult my notes, see what it says. See if it says anything in there. It says alcohol, sugar, lemon, water.
Works.
Whoa. Freaking out. Okay. No, that's all right. So it says they were originally brought to England from India, and it was 5 ingredients, which was alcohol, sugar, lemon, water, and tea or spices. And I'm not sure tea or spices is 2 ingredients to make the 5. I don't know. I'm not sure I'm buying that. I'm not sure I'm buying it. I don't know. You guys can argue amongst yourselves. I'm gonna take a moment to think about it. I'm gonna look thoughtful. Okay, well that's okay because tonight we're not making rum punch. We're making planter's punch, which is a slight variation. And I know that like punch, most people think of they think of punch as like, you know, either, well there's two. One, you know, that's my drink. The other one is like, you know, putting soda and sherbet and you know, some pineapple juice and stuff into your old vegetable crisper because you don't have a punch bowl, and you put that on the table and people are like, that's gross, but you use it anyway because all you have is Dixie cups. But so most people think of punch as like a big thing that you like make a big bowl of and everybody drinks from it. It's like a communal thing. And most people don't come off stage and dip their head in it. Most people. But so you have like a big bowl full of this communal drink, and that's what most people think of as a punch. But like I said, the punch goes back a long ways, where it was basically a way of getting drunk quick and making it tasty. So tonight we're going to make planter's punch. So let's get down to it, shall we? What do we need? So first of all, we're probably going to need a shaker. Bang. We're going to need a strainer. And if you don't have this sort of equipment, you can get it, you know. You can go down to the Boozeketeer, talk to Ivy, and she'll set you right up. That's right. The Boozeketeer, we're going to have to dub this in later, in Salt Lake City. Because I don't know, I should like write it in Sharpie on the bar. It's producer Maggie will put it up in the comments. So we're going to make planter's punch. We're going to need 1.5 ounces of dark rum. And lucky for us, all I happen to have is overproof rum. So, you know, bonus. So we're going to need a shaker half filled with ice, which means we're going to need ice because we have the shaker. Get in there. Yeah. Bing. I'll leave that out because I'll review that later. Look at the skull. All right, so shaker filled with ice. We're going to put in 1.5 ounces of fine plantation. Planter's punch, plantation rum. That could be a coincidence. So we're going to put in 1.5 ounces of fine plantation rum, which is actually going to bump the octane up quite a bit because the original recipe calls for just plain old rum. Clocking in at, you know, 80 proof. And this is 120, 130, more-ish, extra. Alrighty. So we've got 1.5 ounces of dark rum. We're going to pop in with 1 ounce of lemon juice. I squeezed some lemons earlier. We had a date. You know what I mean? Look at that, just the right amount. Bang. Right on in there. We're going to need 1 ounce of simple syrup. Simply syrup. Those of you who are saying, but Tiki King, where do I get these things? Simple syrup, what is that? I don't understand. It's on the webpage. Go to the booze portal. It'll tell you about it. But simple syrup is basically just sugar that's been dissolved in boiling water. I usually for simple syrup use a 1-to-1 ratio. If you're making rock candy syrup, you're going to use a 2-to-1 ratio. I usually go with about 1 1/3 because, you know, this is me. What do we want? Oh yeah, 1 ounce. So let's drop in 1 ounce of that stuff. Simple syrup. There we go, put that in there. And then we're going to need 1 ounce of orange juice. I just happen to have some, look at that. Bang. Bing, bang, boom. And then, the one ingredient that I did not bring down here, which is Grenadine, because I need 3 drops. Can you grab me, Producer Maggie, would you mind grabbing me the Grenadine? The Grenadine. It's like Nothing you've ever seen. Well, we'll just drop. We'll go ahead here and put in the one drop bitters whilst we're waiting. Thank you. 3 drops. Now, I don't know about 3 drops. 1, 2, 3. I don't know if those are. I don't know. Those weren't actual drops. I don't know. Hopefully Hopefully the Department of Weights and Measures has not been watching the show, because they're going to say, excuse me, that was not a drop. Alrighty, so we're going to give that a shake. Now it says in the recipe, it says shake well with ice, but it doesn't. But there was a comma. I don't know if it says shake well with ice, or if it says shake well with ice. Those are things you have to be careful of, because you never really know. I'm gonna put that down there, and then we're supposed to serve it in a tiki mug or hurricane glass. I'm gonna go tiki mug. I know we have one. Here we go. I'm gonna use this fine. This is from Trader Vic's, Los Angeles, before they closed down. Went down there with Boozeketeer Auto and had ourselves a fine time, drinking the boozes and filling out the forms. So, yeah, Planter's Punch, Rum Punch, punches have a long, actually, I would have to say drinking and punching it has a long and illustrious history. So, let's strain that in. Alrighty. So punch. Yes. Yeah. Of course I've seen It's a Wonderful Life. Yeah. Everybody knows that one. Everybody's seen It's a Wonderful Life, right? Yeah. They go to the bar. Yeah. You're absolutely right. So in It's a Wonderful Life, Captain Boozeketeer was just saying he orders Clarence the angel. He's an angel, which he says he orders a rum punch at the bar, and he actually orders a flaming rum punch. And Captain Boozeketeer says we should set this on fire, but I don't know. It might be set it on fire. Okay, flaming rum punch it is. So let's put that in there and drop in. We're gonna need a little bit of flame. We're gonna need something to ignite. We're gonna need something to light our fire. If you get my meaning. Little 151 usually does the trick. When it comes to lighting things on fire, 151 rarely does you wrong. How's that? What do you think, Captain Boozeketeer? Is you okay with that one? Yeah. He gets very excited about the flames. All right. So there we go. This is not actually a flaming rum punch. This is actually not even a rum punch. This is a Planter's Punch, but that's okay. It's okay. There we go. I don't even think I'm going to bring a straw, but yeah, there we go. Let's see how we did, shall we? That's actually good. That's reminiscent of like a Mai Tai. I'd have to say, Tiki King says, check it out. Good stuff. Where was I was going to put something somewhere and do the thing. So there you go. Rum punch. And it's funny because I was reading earlier about rum punches, and they have, apparently it was like a big deal at one time. Apparently it was a big deal. And they came up with like weird little rhymes and songs and poems instead of recipes. And so I actually printed out a couple, which this one is from the 17th century. It says, a wine glass with lemon juice fill, of sugar the same glass fill twice, then rub them together until the mixture looks smooth, soft, and nice. Of rum, then add 3 wine glasses. 4 of cold water, please take. A drink you'll have that's not bad. At least, so they say in Jamaica. Now, I don't know, is Jamaica like, are they the authority on what's good drinks? But if they were making this, I'd have to say I'd take a trip. I'd take a boat ride down there. I'd weather the side. I'd sail the 7 seas. If at the end of it there was 7 seas worth of this, I'll tell you. And then there's another one, which I thought I could like make a song out of this. There was one 1908 New York Times printed a recipe for rum punch that just says 2 of sour, 1.5 of sweet, 3 of strong, 4 of weak. I'm guessing the strong is the booze and the weak is the water. And then later on they edited it down to 1 of sour. Oh, sorry, 2 of sour, lime let it be, 1.5 of sweet, Old Jamaica, pour 3 strong. Add 4 parts of weak. I don't know if that's easier or not. I like the first one better. 1 sour, 1 sweet, 2 strong, 1 weak. That's easy. That one you can remember that one. You can get that tattooed on your forearm and remember it. You know, as long as you remember what those things mean, it would remind you. Yeah. So I have some sad news. I'm gonna have to digress into some sad news. I would adjust the lighting to be sadder, but I won't. So we've talked in the past about the Tin Tiki, Salt Lake City's premier tiki bar, which was located upstairs from Tin Well Bar in Salt Lake City. They're gone. Not to put too fine a point on it. Gone, dead and gone. Scuba Chock, a bartender extraordinaire, is hopefully on to bigger and better things. He's going to keep us in the loop as far as if something else pops up. But Salt Lake City's one tiki bar came, went. And it was sad because it was the only other one we had was Bert's, which was never really a tiki bar. It was a bar that had some bamboo in it. That was about it. But yeah, I had high hopes. I had high hopes for the Tin Tiki, but it was not meant to be, which means something better possibly is meant to be. Hopefully, down the road, we're going to get Scuba Chock will work something out. Maybe convince someone else to allow us to ply the wares of the tiki scene, and maybe we can get more people down there and start a whole thing, start a movement, and get it all going. Because, it's one thing is that, yeah, Salt Lake, not a lot of bars, but there are bars. But the tiki scene is horrendously underrepresented, I would have to say.
I think there's a lot of bars.
What's that?
There's a lot of bars.
Yeah, there are. That's right. There's not as many per capita as some places, but it's not like people always think, oh wow, yeah, Utah, huh? I heard you can't get booze there. It's like no, you can. You can get all the booze you want. You just have to know where it is. But tiki bars, that's a whole different thing. Finding one here, we were very excited and very enthusiastic about the Tin Tiki, but c'est la vie. We'll booze on to bigger and boozier things, so keep your eyes peeled, keep your nose to the scent, as it were, the scent of lime and falernum. So here comes producer Maggie. Is my nose shining? Do I need a powder off? Oh, the port and starboard lights. We're no longer port and starboarding. No. So the Wicked Wench is still a little bit in disarray. We're getting closer and closer all the time. But things are still slightly askew. Slightly askew. But that's okay because, it's a work in progress. And, what is it like? We have to be done by a certain time? I don't think so. I don't think we do. So what are you guys up to, Boozeketeers? I know this whole the coronavirus thing, what a drag. Gotta say. Whose idea was this? Huh? Whose idea was this? Here you go. All the time that you want, but you can't do anything. I've just been I'm making tikis like crazy. Making drinks like crazy. Being just crazy in the interim to fill out the gaps. But yeah, this whole thing, I'll tell you, it's been weird because, usually the off season, with the Boozeketeers, we have the off season, and then we come back and we're like, boom, and we go into it head first, and then it's just madness until it ends. And this time it's like, okay, full steam ahead. Never mind, we'll wait 3 months. So it's been wreaking a little bit of havoc on the psyche and the bank account, frankly. Which, speaking of, hey, if you want to support our program, there's many ways you can do that. One is to go to tikiking.net and buy some cool tiki stuff. You'll be glad you did. You can also go to various places on the internet, and there's like donations. You can donate to the Boozeketeers. You can actually donate. There's a tip jar. There is a tip jar. tikiking.com/booze. We can throw a few fro acute quarters. Those consonants were all in the wrong place. I don't know how that happens. Where you can go and throw a few quarters into the tip jar. And as a Boozeketeer CJ asked me last time if he can get change, no, because it's not actually a jar, it's an old beef jerky container, and the money smells like meat. So, but if you feel like going there and getting that stuff and doing things, and those of you who joined the Paradise Club, your stuff is winging its way towards you if you haven't gotten it already. Other than that, all kinds of fun things to see, do, and or buy. So go buy and go buy, as I used to always say. Yeah, because that's what keeps me in business, is business. You giving me the business is what keeps me in business. Then back. Okay. So with that under our belts, who knows when this whole thing is going to be over? I don't. Do you? Do you know? Do you have intel? Because I'm just like binge watching Walking Dead to see what happens, because makes me feel better about the fact that I'm out of coffee when I see people who are getting attacked by zombies. Makes me feel like first world problems kind of thing. But it has given me time to, like I said, do some art. I'm carving some new tikis. There's some new stuff up there. Look at the websites, trying to figure out, what kind of things to do. And that's another thing, is that if you have an idea about the show, if you say, hey, I know you're sitting there in your house in your underwear with a beer, and you're thinking, Tiki King, hey, I have an idea, but I can't hear you. That's the thing. You may be screaming. I can't hear you. The neighbors can, but I can't. But if you have an idea of a drink that would be good for us to make on the show, one thing you can do is go to the cocktail database, and there is the drinks that have been made on the cocktail show, and you can see if your drink has been made or not. And if it hasn't, hey, suggest it, because makes it easier on me. If you have an idea for a drink that we should make, or even maybe a place we should go, I think maybe we should branch out into, this might be the perfect time to branch out into the proper cocktails at improper places. Because pretty much everywhere nowadays is improper to me. We had once talked about making zombies in the cemetery. Things like that. If you have an idea for a drink that you would like to see me make, or some sort of mayhem, madness, what have you, let me know. Send it to tikiking@tikiking.com, or you can just comment in the comments, and producer Maggie will write it down and say, get your act together, to me, not to you. Because your act is together if you put it in the comments. And if you have any general thoughts about generals. If you've been spending a lot of time thinking about generals and you're not in the military, that's, we call that a fetish. No, if you have any ideas of things you'd like to see on the show, or if you have a question, questions. I love it when people ask questions, because then I can ignore them if they're not, if I don't want to answer them. I like giving out information because I have a font. I have a fountain which runs on information, and I had to get a special pump from Belgium, which is the weird part, because there they have informational fountains, and they don't have them here in the United States because of the couplings. Because they have them there, it's in the metric system, and over here it's in English. in inches, centimeters, that whole thing. You can't run one through the other. So you can't run a Belgian information font here. But I know a guy. So so if you have any questions that you would like run through the adapted Belgian information font, let me know, because I'll tell you. Well, my drink's empty, which signifies the end of tonight's show. I know, you only got one drink out of me. I got 3 drinks in me because I started before the show. But, hey, look, in there, it's one of them. See, it's like a trap door thing. It's like, hell, I'm out of drinks. There's no more booze to be had. Oh, never mind. Look at that. Yeah. That's something that you might want to think about in this weird time of need. Is that if there's going to be an apocalypse, especially a zombie apocalypse, you might want to hide cocktails about the house, because you don't want to be caught like in one where you're like, oh God, I can't get in it. Oh, here we go, drink. You do want that to happen. You don't want to be there and like, I can't get a drink. No, So stockpile cocktails about the place. Then you can go from one zombie to the next, and if you actually made zombies, then the apocalypse is your own. You can own it. So, alrighty, Boozeketeers. That's what I'm going to say. That's it. That's all you get. That's all I have. That's it for tonight, Tuesday, episode 109. Jiminy. Whew. But and I've been working on. I realized I was like, all of our episodes are up on YouTube. You can watch them all. And I went up and I was like, nah, I'm still like 10 episodes behind. But I'm going to work on that this week and get all the episodes up. Which I don't know why you care, because you're watching it right now. But you can tell your friends. You can say, hey, if you go on YouTube, there's this thing that you can watch for a long, long time. And you don't even have to watch it. You can like do your laundry and stuff while it's on. Whatever. That's fine with me. But I digress. So there you go, Boozeketeers. This has been Tuesday night. And I have been Tiki King. And I remain still being Tiki King. And this is Captain Booze Nanas. Yeah. And with that, I say good night and good drinking.